Across the world, we gather. Across the world, we learn. From each other, about each other, with each other.
With this quarantine, I'm not going stir crazy because I also have this little fluff ball.
Got a desk set up here with my laptop on a stand, a bit of paper on the side.
It was my first experience pitching to a real client.
In my mind, this is a fast track to these people being our industry leaders of the future.
Having studied and getting the knowledge here, and transferring it back to the community is just a way of saving people's lives, Saving people's lives doesn't mean that someone is going to die in the saving it. No. Somebody might be in a very bad, hard situation, but due to my knowledge, I can help him.
You are now a part of a graduate network that spans across the globe. Make sure you leverage it and connect with your fellow alumni.
When you're out in the industry, it doesn't matter what year you graduated. It doesn't matter how old you are. Because when it comes out to the industry and we're networking with each other, we can all have like-minded skills.
When it's a no-brainer and it's in your blood and it burns and it's what you know and it's what you love, and you wake up in the morning, you think about it, and you just have to do it. At all costs, you do it. You're unstoppable at it.
I encourage you to keep persevering, don't give up, and have fun along the way. I did.
Graduates and guests, please be upstanding for the entrance of the academic procession.
Please be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Alwyn Lowe. I am the Vice Chancellor of Torrens University, Australia, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you to today's graduation ceremony. One of our key values at the institution is to be good and therefore to do good. And doing good starts with respect and acknowledgement of the traditional custodians of the land on which we live and study. This includes the land on which our campuses are located and has had teaching, learning and research take place for millennia. I would like to acknowledge the First Nations people as the original inhabitants and the traditional owners of the land on which this ceremony is taking place today. I recognize the Kaurna people as the traditional custodians of the Adelaide Plains and pay my deep respect to all elders past, present, future and emerging. On behalf of Torrens University Australia and Think Education, I declare this a gathering of Torrens University Australia. It is my great pleasure to be here today and welcome you to this very special occasion. I extend a warm word of welcome, of course, firstly to our graduates. It's always a wonderful privilege to share this experience with our graduates, but also the families and friends and academic staff and invited guests to this occasion. I would especially like to welcome the Honourable Greg Crafter, AO, a board member of Torrens University Australia, and present here with us today. Torrens University is proudly Australia's fastest growing university. We are fueled by our values to begin and end with people, to be good, to be bold, to be creative, to be well, and to be global. And as you can see from that, the values that are driving us is a clear indication of our commitment as an institution towards our partnership with our communities, the broader society, and of course the local and global societies. So we are committed to play in that space and to make sure that we share in a responsible way towards the improvement of human well-being across the world. Now, these values remain words on paper until they are acted upon. In other words, it only becomes real, it only becomes practical, and it only becomes experience the moment we start to practice that. And this is what is happening when we have our students on campus and we have our staff and students engaging around the learning process. We, in essence, form a community and we start to share and live these values. And we believe that by doing that, we all learn and grow and take that learning and the outcome of that experience back into our communities. Torrens University and Think Education pride themselves on creating and providing platforms for our students to shine. Graduates, today's ceremony is not only a chance to celebrate your success and triumphs, but a moment to reflect on all the hard work and determination it has taken to get you here. In other words, it is an opportunity to really reflect on what is it that I learned? What happened really in terms of my personal development, not only in terms of the new knowledge and new skills, but also in terms of me developing as a total human being and as someone that will function in society in a different way. So it is time to reflect on that. It is time to make sure that we almost consolidate, that we internalize that learning as part of our frame of reference that will guide us in our way forward. But at the same time, it is important for us to acknowledge the support that helped our graduates along its way. We are well aware of the fact that it is families and support structures that create a safe environment around our students, that enable those students to have the time, to have the resources, to really dedicate themselves to the learning process. And we want to thank you and express our appreciation for that role that you played. By playing that role, in essence, we established the tripartite arrangement. In other words, university, support structures, and our students. And that leads to success, which we see today. It is now my great pleasure to welcome our guest speaker this afternoon, Darren Chandler. One of our values at Torrens University is to begin and end with people. Our guest speaker today embodies this value. Darren Chandler is the Chief Executive Officer of the South African National Football League, the peak body for Australian football in South Australia. The South Australian National Football League is responsible for the promotion and development of the game in the state, including the delivery of the preeminent men's and women's state league competitions. Darren not only has a strong passion for Australian rules football, but believes in the opportunities it provides young people. And this is why we are proud of our association also with the Football League. It is a pleasure to have Darren here to share his vast experience with our 2021 graduates. And Darren, please join us on stage, and we're looking forward to listen to you.
Thank you. It's an absolute pleasure to be here and certainly takes me back a few years. The Honourable Greg Crafter AO, Vice-Chancellor, Professors, Lecturers and most importantly, graduates. Congratulations. I should also take the opportunity to thank Torrens University for the terrific partnership that they have with our company, the Sandful. And we're doing great things to enhance the education not only of our players, but everyone associated with football in South Australia. And thank you today for the opportunity to share my journey. It all started from a career perspective. I think it was about the age of 12. I started delivering junk mail. I think this is the time I started learning some management skills. I had my family all organised to assist me. I think by the end of it, they did more work than I did. Talk about setbacks. Early on, I loved my sport, but at the age of 13, I didn't make my first cricket team down at Glenelg. It was a big setback and I thought it was the end of the world. I quickly got pulled back into the gear by my family and told to get on with it, try harder, work harder, and you'll be okay. 15 years of age, I tried my luck at Hungry Jack's. Burgers and fries. I quickly realised the hospitality industry wasn't for me. And I got out before I think I got kicked out. Year 11, I did work experience as back at my own primary school to be a teacher. I think 3 or 4 hours into the first day, I realised that was another cross. I wasn't going to be a teacher, but it was a good experience. I was starting to get some clarity of the industries that I wasn't going to work in. At the same time, under 17s at Glenelg, I grew up being an absolute mad, passionate Glenelg supporter, and all I wanted to do was play league football for Glenelg. I didn't make the under 17 team for the first time. Another big setback. At this stage, it was getting serious, and I thought my life was over. They say it's character building. I'm sure it was. At the time, it didn't seem to be. So at 17, going into year 12, my sporting career in tatters, as I thought. I had no idea what I wanted to do when I left school. Absolutely no idea. But I was lucky I had great role models, my parents, coaches that I'd had over the journey. And they drilled into me to work hard no matter what, strive to improve, and keep persisting no matter the situation. So I did well enough in year 12 to be accepted into exercise and sports science at university. I think the only reason I did that because I had sport in the name. I still didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew I had to do it well. Halfway through my last year at uni, one of the lecturers said to me, "What are you doing next year for a job?" A job? I realised I had to get mobile and get organised, and I was lucky enough to get some really good advice, which was, you love footy, see if you can go and do some volunteer work down at the Sandful. So I did that for 6 months, loved every minute of it, didn't get paid a cent, but would probably, when I look back now on my role, the most important move I made in my career. In 1993, I was offered a 12-month contract for the Sandful, which led to a full-time in 1994. And then I progressed through a number of different management roles going into 1999, 2000. My footy career got back on track, playing under 19s at Glenelg, and then I had a number of injuries and didn't quite get to where I wanted to be. So I got back on the horse, trained harder, and I got some really good advice. A guy by the name of Scott Salisbury, who was captain of the League Footy Club at the time. You've seen, if you know the building industry, construction industry in South Australia, Scott Salisbury Homes, one of the most successful builders in South Australia. He provided me a letter outlining his football career and some of the setbacks that he'd had. It was inspirational. I kept that letter with me for the rest of my football career and still refer to it today. He was knocked back a number of times. He had various injuries, but he kept persisting and persisting, and eventually he made it both on and off the field. I recovered. I managed to get an opportunity to go to another club and play at West Adelaide Football Club, and played league footy, my dream. But as I was in 1999, I was starting to think about my career really seriously and realised that I needed to do something to get out of that middle management role and to really escalate my career. That's when I took on the MBA. Certainly took me out of my comfort zone, studying while working full-time, but it was the best thing I did. Halfway through that, I was lucky enough, I was appointed CEO of the Glenelg Football Club at age 28, which was just fabulous. The club I'd lived supporting all my life, and I was now the CEO. I realised very quickly I knew a bit about football and I knew nothing about business, besides what I was learning. It was a huge learning curve. Just turned 29, CEO of the bottom place club in the league, infighting on the board, we're sacking coaches, we had staff issues, we had irate members, we had financial problems, and a very, very average football team. I was in trouble. I had to learn very, very quickly. I worked around the clock with the help of my MBA studies, which I could apply to the job, and several close mentors. In 7 years, we managed to turn the club around. We played off in a grand final, and in every one of those years, bar one, when we were doing renovations, we made a profit, which was an outstanding result. In 2007, I was looking for more of a challenge, so I applied for a role back at the SANFL. I missed out. I was devastated, but the other person I understood was a better candidate. 12 months' time, he actually left. He got another opportunity. The job came up again. I was runner-up. I thought I'm a shoo-in. Didn't prepare myself properly. Didn't get the job. I was devastated. I blamed everyone else except myself. Eventually got back on the bike, and in 2008 got another opportunity to get a job at the SANFL. I didn't think I was going to get it. Probably went in half-baked. Halfway through the interview, the chairman looked at me during the interview and he said to me, "Do you want this job or don't you?" I changed my attitude pretty quickly during that interview, obviously did enough to get through and was given that job. The GFC hit, the business changed its model, and in 12 months I was actually in charge of people that had been more successful in getting jobs in previous years. It's amazing how things change around. In 2012, the Adelaide Oval project started to take shape, and I was involved from a stakeholder, being football. What an opportunity that was, and I was lucky enough to win the position of General Manager of Commercial. Spent 8 years working at Adelaide Oval, developing a fantastic team, developing the stadium, working with sports, international, domestic, international acts. It was a wonderful 8 years, a magnificent journey. Met some fabulous people, had a great relationship with Torrens University. But after 8 years, at the end of last year, I was ready for the next move. I prepared myself really well and I wanted to be a CEO. Very, very lucky the CEO job came up at the SANFL and I was ready. I had a good background working for SANFL twice previously. I'd worked at a SANFL club. I understood the stadium management very well and I was prepared. I'd gone away, I'd done my studies and made sure I was ready when that job came up. Luckily enough, I got that job, and here I am today, 12 months down the track with a magnificent team, an opportunity to work in the sport that I absolutely love. I couldn't think of anything that I'd rather be doing. But it hasn't been easy. There's been plenty of setbacks along the way. There's been plenty of times where I thought, well, no, I'm just going to have to go away and do something else. But plenty of lessons that I've learnt and plenty of great encouragement on the way and reminders that you just got to keep going. So I can give 3 pieces of advice as I conclude today for you guys, either going into the workforce or looking for advancements within the workforce. And this is what I tell my staff. You're being interviewed every day. Every day you're on show to someone who may employ you or may give you an opportunity. Make the most of it. How you react to disappointment tells me a lot about your character and your ability to progress within the organisation. And do the very best in everything you do. It may not be the perfect role at the moment, but do your best, succeed in it, and I can guarantee you that opportunities will arise. And when those opportunities arise, grab them with both hands and make the most of them. Thank you, congratulations, and good luck with your careers.
Darren, thank you very much for sharing your experience and also your perspective on how our graduates should approach the world of work. We appreciate that. I now call upon the Honourable Greg Crafter, AO Board Member of Torrens University, Australia, to confer the awards.
Vice-Chancellor, faculty, graduates, and ladies and gentlemen, I certify that the candidates present and those listed as in absentia have fulfilled the conditions prescribed for the award of their degrees, diplomas and certificates, and are entitled to be admitted to the rank, privileges and responsibilities of those awards. Now, could I ask the graduates who have qualified for the various awards today, please stand. Thank you. And now I confer the awards with these words. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Governing Board of Torrens University, Australia, and Think Education, I confer the degrees, diplomas and certificates for which you and those listed as in absentia have qualified. You may now be seated. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to call upon James Calvert, Senior Learning Facilitator, Architecture, Art and Design at Torrens University, Australia, to present to you today's graduates. Thank you.
On behalf of Torrens University, Australia, Design Faculty, I present to you the graduates who are receiving the following awards. Diploma of Graphic Design, Charlotte Rihanna Nankerville. Kira Norell Adams. Diploma of Interior Design and Decoration, Chiara Germinario. Monica Landers. Bachelor of Media Design, Benjamin Blaise. Jacob Olchen. Joel William Franklin. Georgie Ellen Kircher. Kimberly Ann Henderson. Lindsay Wyatt. Nandi Marcella Sandoval Bastidas. Paul Rapucci. Tien Tin Vu. Graduate Certificate in UX and Web Design, Divya Maria de Silva. Erin Claire Hollingworth. I call upon Dr. Claire Littleton, Senior Lecturer, Public Health and Research Fellow at Torrens University, Australia, to present the next graduates.
On behalf of Torrens University, Australia, Education Faculty, I present to you the graduates who are receiving the following awards. Graduate Certificate in Learning and Teaching, Akama Oman. Bennett Kunabi Ilil Tom. Graduate Certificate of Education, Special Education, Sonia Angeletti. Master of Education, Innovation and Change, Lara Marie Stieg. Melanie Jane O'Leary. Narelle Ann Eck. Tracy Claire Wallace. Master of Education, Reading and Literacy, Alana Jane Moran. Catherine Hallam. Rebecca Kate Pens. Vanessa Ann Greenwich. On behalf of Think Education Health Faculty, I present to you the graduates who are receiving the following awards. Diploma of Nursing, Arti Gupta. Arushi. Akash. Aldrich John Pablo. Amelia Judith Mundy. Amna Bano. Anjali Gail Magar. Ankita Kambodge. Bhumi Ashwin Kumar Patel. Caleb Murunga. Charity Wongo Thu. Elizabeth Namana Luziska. Faisal Ahmed. Geeta Lamikhain Podel. Harmon. Jagmeet Kaur Jossen. Jatinder Kaur. Jatinder Sharma. Joshua Thompson. Kamaldeep Kaur. Christina Shrestha. Kylie Betty Maloney. Laxmi Ranabat. Lovepreet Singh. Mesa Hernandez Ortola. Manreet Kaur. Marie Mapasa. Muhammad Hassan Kabani. Niharika Kalsi. Pooja Marajan. Pooja Kadka. Queen Elizabeth Wanabisi. Rajiv Kaguthi. Rosa Marijan. Rashani Shulpaka. Rukmina Dabadi. Ruth Nazana Princess Nomo. Smita Kudu. Sanyami Mehulkumar Vas. Circulem Washan Armstrong. Silesh Ratna Badrak Ara. Sonu. Teodora Yanovska. Twinkle Bowler. Bachelor of Applied Social Sciences, Community Services, Mohammed Lukman Mancha. Bachelor of Health Sciences, Clinical Myotherapy, Li Chin Fung. On behalf of Torrens University Australia Health Faculty, I present to you the graduates who are receiving the following awards. Diploma of Applied Social Science, Anita Janevska. Diploma of Counselling and Communication Skills, Joshua P.R. Gigola. Diploma of Health and Wellbeing, Kylie Ann Smith. Diploma of Nutrition, Caroline Ellen Mosher. Sophie Scharnstrom. Diploma of Sport Development, Elite, Alicia McNeil. Bachelor of Applied Public Health, Abda Ali Halkano Hooker. Beverleen Akitelek Aswana. Bishwa Pandey. Chido Chassi Irene Mavelgundinzi. Danielle Joy Burrows. Ella Nyasha Rashwaya. Femi Raphael John. Gloria Del Pilar Diaz Agas. Laxmi Thapa. Mandira Shrestha. Maureen Geruto. Nice Wanjitu Niaratha. Niabola Mac Omad. Ramanjit Kaur Sidhu. Rose Kalimo. Surinder Kaur. Bachelor of Applied Social Science, Community Services, Alfroza Sultana. Anne Wambu. Avash Waggle. Karnakias Kipakabu. Catherine Chilagat Chesarim. Chinedu Kennedy Nwogu. Consolata Chepkosky. Davis Maccharia Nianga. Dolly Dilip Kumar Jaswal. Durga Duckle. Edith Mongari Lagana. Elizabeth Jamuga Chezang. Festus Mulay Asumani. Francis Wunz. Thank you. Francis Kipkuru Correa. Gabrielle Aguda. Hosea Kiprono Bor. Isaac Tirop Limo. Jane Najiri Kibu. Jane Wambu Mangai. Julia Chibichi Mosong. Julie Wakiyu Nagorigi. Josna Shamji Hirani. Carlo Lazaro Gilamis Genevatan. Linda Japiak Limo. Lucy Jeptu Toraticic. Lucy Wakuka Najuni. Margaret Nagigi. Mariama Sheriff. Mark Onkoba Mamanyi. Nancy Jeligat Sang. Nancy Mathoni. Nipuni Nadarana Gamaj. Salpadora Thupahigi Thilhani Champika de Silva. Samuel Waru Wikira. Sue Ann Gronfeld. Tina Pabu. Weem Oma. Wellborn Koski Niwa. Bachelor of Health Science, Aesthetics, Kira Mansfield. Bachelor of Nutrition, Alana Marie Guthridge. Linda Jane Rose. Graduate Certificate of Counselling, Irina McEwen. Master of Public Health, Divya Sanjay Raya. Shreya Modi. Zandil Sandra Rotzi. Master of Public Health Advanced, Adibiba Josephine Long. Alfie Thomas. Ashutosh Ashokumar Patel. Babita Sharma. Beint Carr. Bhumiben Kushkalkumar Patel. Shanpreet Kaur. Cyrene May Cossa. Daljit Kaur. Devinder Kaur. Dilpreet Kaur. Estela Regina Dos do Ribeiro. Francis Exona Okanwa. Gagandeep Kaur Sandhu. Harpreet Kaur. Jagdeep Kaur. Japinder Kaur. Jasmine G.R. Jezen Kikhapathura Atha. Kanwandeep Kaur. Kiran Kashik. Krishwi Kadka. Lavanya Paratala. Lillian Wathira Wanyoki. Lena Marcela Vasquez Bonilla. Linda Cherub. Louise Christine Panganaban Basco. Mar Carmelita Rivera Calanta. Mandeep Kaur. Manjot Sidhu. Manpreet Kaur. Manpreet Kaur. Manpreet Kaur Diol. Mihak. Michael Daler Batty. Namrata Gattam. Navjot Kaur. Nidhi Haresh Kumar Sharma. Nossaher Abuma. Pardeep Kaur. Parminder Kaur. Parminder Kaur Bra. Pawandeep Kaur. Paramjot Kaur. Priyanka Kaur. No, sorry, Utkar, sorry. Rajat Chalwala. Ravinder Kaur. Rose Wanjiri Mutta. Sai Vineeth Pamalapati. Sapna Rani. Satvir Kaur. Suganda Joy. Sukhjinder Kaur. Tanpreet Kaur. Vaishali Dur. Vamshi Gudavarthi. Master of Public Health Advanced and Diploma of Nursing, Prabjeet Kaur. I think it's good. Higher degree by research. Doctoral research solves the most challenging problems of our time, and it is critical to the well-being of society and the planet we live on. Research drives advancement and development from jobs and technology to economics and health. It informs understanding of ourselves as individuals, as communities, as countries, and as part of the global community. Each of our doctoral graduates has produced a thesis that demonstrates original thought and academic rigour, while also making a significant contribution to existing knowledge. Your achievement is an incredible reflection of your commitment, your drive and your passion for the field in which your thesis is based. Congratulations to you from all of us at Torrens University and Think Education, and we wish you every success for the future. I call upon Professor Eddie Blass, Pro-Vice-Chancellor Academic at Torrens University, Australia, to present the first higher degree by research graduate.
Patricia Joan Powers. Dr. Powers investigated the growing number of adults aged 25 and over currently enrolled online in Australian universities. The study explored the higher first-year attrition rate among this cohort compared to that of younger students. The findings showed that to become a new adult online student can be problematic, exciting, troubling, and humbling. Dr. Powers' study also provided insight into online education practice and policy and identifying better learning support to counteract the specific issues faced by this cohort. I present to you Dr. Powers.
I call upon Professor Justin Bilby, Deputy Vice-Chancellor Research at Torrens University, Australia, to present the next higher degree by research graduate.
It's with pleasure we talk about Dr. Ambakshir's study, which aimed to explore the appropriateness of introducing frailty screening within Australian general practice, with specific objectives addressing the ethics, the accuracy, the feasibility and acceptability of screening within this context. Dr. Ambakshir's findings indicate that a case-finding approach to frailty screening within Australian general practice, based on the integration of accurate multidimensional instruments into existing practice workflows, will deliver the greatest chance of success. I present to you with great pleasure Dr. Rachel Ambakshir.
Congratulations to all our graduates and to those graduating in absentia today. May I please ask the families and friends of our graduates to stand and join me to congratulate our class of 2021. Please be seated. Graduates, it's important to recognise that as part of the reason that you are graduating today is because of the love, support, teaching and mentoring provided to you by both your family and friends, as well as your teachers and Torrens University and Think Education staff. Graduates, I would like to now ask you to stand and thank each and every one of them with a big round of applause. Please be seated now. I welcome back the Honourable Greg Crafter AO to present the Torrens University and Think Education Awards. Today we are acknowledging students who have gone above and beyond in their work. The Excellence Award recognises graduates that have excelled in their academic and industry achievements and are selected from all students eligible to graduate from each faculty at the Adelaide graduation ceremony. Congratulations to Jacob Alchin, Bachelor of Media Design, winner of the Design Excellence Award for undergraduate. I invite Jacob to join the Honourable Greg Crafter AO on stage. Jacob's time as a student within the Bachelor of Media Design program epitomised the journey that our design students take. Here he comes. Over the course of his studies, Jacob has matured, refined and transformed his understanding of what it means to be a designer. This has resulted in Jacob completing a number of subjects to high distinction, delivering an outstanding capstone project and contributing to a number of work-integrated learning and industry projects. He is a worthy recipient of the Excellence Award for Design. Congratulations, Jacob. Congratulations to Joshua Thompson, Diploma of Nursing, winner of the Health Excellent Award Vocational. I invite Joshua to join the Honourable Greg Crafter, AO, on stage. Joshua has been a truly outstanding Diploma of Nursing student. Joshua's commitment to nursing studies is exceptional, always performing at the highest standard and achieving excellent academic results. Joshua also excelled in his placements and consistently demonstrated a high standard of clinical skills and knowledge. It was no surprise that at the end of his training, he was accepted into a graduate program at the Calvary Hospital. Whilst Joshua's academic and clinical skills were impressive, of equal note was his demeanour, demonstrating integrity in everything he did, including his interactions with students and staff. Joshua was also a student ambassador and undertook the Australian College of Nursing Emerging Leadership course, further highlighting his commitment to the nursing profession. Congratulations, Joshua. Congratulations to Kieran Kuskick, Master of Public Health Advanced, winner of the Health Excellent Award Postgraduate. I invite Kieran to join the Honourable Greg Crafter AO on stage. Kieran is a highly committed student who has consistently received outstanding results. Kieran's positive attitude, leadership and work ethic has been noted by many staff and academics. Kieran has not only showed great generosity in the support and encouragement of others, but also brings a wealth of experience and knowledge from her experience in the health sector. Kieran has been a willing participant in a range of activities at Wakefield campus. This has not only included speaking with the South Australian Commissioner for Children and Youth, but also representing the voice of Torrens University students who have children engaged in the South Australian education system. Kieran also formed part of the team who developed the Masters of Public Health orientation video series and has begun her pathway forward in the industry by committing to an internship at a local health organisation. Congratulations, Kieran. I would also like to extend our congratulations today to the Design Faculty Award winners, Crystal Vanessa Fung, Diploma of Design, winner of the Excellence Award Vocational, and Philip Bart Kowiak, Graduate Certificate in UX and Web Design, winner of the Excellent Award Postgraduate, and Health Faculty Award winner Lucinda Jo Burr, Bachelor of Nutrition, who was winner of the Excellent Award Undergraduate, but these people were not able to join us today. So please join me in a round of applause for all our award winners. I now welcome Gabrielle Agadar to deliver the graduate address.
Congratulations, my fellow graduates. Tonight is a special night. We finally made it. Before I proceed, I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the Kaurna people of South Australia, the sacred land on which I stand, and you are all seated. Parents, friends, spouses, Torrens University faculty, the staff and board of trustees of the university, special guests from our communities and beyond, and graduates, our colleague graduates, to celebrate this major milestone. There is time for everything, says the good old book. There is time to begin studies, and there is time to graduate. There is time to burn the midnight oil, and there is time to reap whatsoever you have actually planted. Today is the day that we are harvesting what we have planted for the past 3 years. I'm honored to have the privilege to deliver the graduate speech for the 2021 graduation ceremony. A very big thank you to academics and staff for giving me such an opportunity to represent the design, education, and health cohort. My name is Gabriel Aguda. I'm originally from Ghana in the west coast of Africa, formerly known as the Gold Coast. I'm a father of 2 beautiful daughters and migrated to Australia in the year 2010. My encounter with Torrens University was in the year 2019 when I was browsing the internet to find a course that would bring meaning to me and the people around me. I'd always wanted to do a course that would actually go through me instead of me going through the course. There is a saying that if you want to change the world, you must first change yourself. So choosing applied social science was the best decision I have ever made. I'm so passionate about advocating and being the voice of the voiceless when it comes to dealing with the most vulnerable people in our community. I quite remember when I first went to Wakefield campus to make inquiries about my enrollment. Being a mature student, I had already made up my mind that I'm going to do all my course online, but I was encouraged and motivated by one of the lecturers on campus that at least I should do a subject online, and it was wonderful. It was really great. The lecturer in question was very supportive and always go out of her way in assisting other students. She's a real hidden gem to the student body, Torrens University, and Australia as a whole. I quite remember during one of our classes, I asked her, how is it that you are kind and always going out of your way to assist students? They might take advantage of you to disrespect you. She paused for a minute and smiled and said, it's up to them. I'll always continue doing good and leave the rest for the universe to judge. At some point, she played the role of a speech pathology to assist a student to bring her voice back because the student in question could not afford the services of a speech pathologist. At that point, I knew that I was at the right place. I'd found the role model that I've been looking for over the years. She continued to be a positive influence on my life to date. Could we please give a round of applause to Debbie Smith and the entire Torrens University as an encouragement and motivation for others to emulate. To my colleagues, graduates, I say we have the power to change the world. You can always rely on the God, the Allah, the infinite intelligence within ourselves when we are faced with challenges in our respective fields. Be still when the turbulence of life strikes. With stillness, you'll be able to find your purpose. Then you'll be able to build on your purpose. And by doing so, you'll be able to change the world. We are world changers, graduates of 2021. The world needs us more, especially in times like this. Although it's quite challenging, it is beautiful at the same time, and it's going to be wonderful beyond COVID. Let us not waste the knowledge that we have acquired over the years, but brighten the corner where we might find ourselves. When we fall, we should get up and keep moving. There is magic in movement. We all face challenges, but our attitude towards challenges will make us a winner or a winner. I have been taught not to say the word sorry. Some words could cripple the destinies of people. As we are going to deal with people with some vulnerabilities, we must use words that uplift, builds, and encourages. I know for certain that 2021 graduates are real winners. You have been able to beat COVID, beat all these restrictions in order to achieve your dreams. Just like an iron going through the furnace, we've been purified, renewed, and refined through the hard times and good times alike. We are ready to effect positive change in our respective communities and beyond. I would like to conclude by quoting the Torrens University core values. Begin and end with people, be global, be creative and bold, be good, and be well. Thank you, and I wish you all the best with your prospective careers.
Thank you, Gabriel, for your graduate address today. Thanks for sharing your experience and your perspective. We appreciate that. In conclusion, just a few ideas. Torrens University Australia was founded in 2013 and is built upon a purpose-driven and passionate approach to teaching. We have created courses and student services that are designed to place passionate people in careers they love. Therefore, it is important for us to understand what's happening in our context and in our environment, and then make sure that the type of learning that our students experience will not only give them knowledge and skills, values and attitudes, but also make sure that they understand the environment well in order to determine the relevance of what they're doing and what they're supposed to do. 91% of our students have begun their career within 12 months. That means 91% of people within 12 months started in a process that is a definite career opportunity for them. And that is significant because that means that our people find it easy, relatively easy in a complex and fast-changing world, to identify opportunity and to position themselves in this context. To all our new graduates, we are extraordinarily proud of you. We know that you've worked hard, you achieved a lot, and we do believe that you will easily also become part of this 91% and even more than that. As your careers will no doubt take you into the rest of Australia and also into the world, we believe that you will experience the benefit of what you have done and what you've achieved, but at the same time, we also hope that you will remain in contact. We live in a world where lifelong learning is absolutely a must, which means the rest of your life you will have to remain actively involved in learning to ensure that you remain competitive. Torrens University, with its strategy around providing domestic and global education opportunities, will always be there to be your partner in the process. And please become part of the alumni process. It is so important that you continue to engage with other students, people that are on their journey to develop their careers, and for that reason, a wonderful opportunity to be part of this. A special word of thanks to Darren Chandler, as well as our academic guests. We look forward to celebrating with you after this, so please spend a bit of time for refreshments at the conclusion of the ceremony. Then by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Governing Board of Torrens University, Australia, and Think Education, I close today's ceremony of Torrens University, Australia. Please stand for the academic procession and remain standing while it leaves until we leave the hall. Thank you.